Good afternoon, my Real News Media TV family. Welcome back to the channel for another news update for March 26, 2024. And in the news this afternoon, House in shambles. Holness says Curtis's actions amount to dereliction of duty. Clerk of the House declines a comment. A major development is unfolding in the saga of the non-tabling of reports from the Auditor General, with the Speaker of the House of Representatives, Juliet Holness, yesterday charging that the alleged actions of the Clerk of the Houses of Parliament, Valerie Curtis, in failing to adhere to the Speaker's ruling and the applicable procedures amount to a gross dereliction of duty. Speaker Holness indicated in a letter to Curtis that her failure to comply with the Speaker's ruling has brought the Parliament into disrepute. When the news contacted Curtis yesterday for comment on the letter, she declined, saying she has not seen the document. I cannot respond to it until I've seen it, and when I have seen it, I will think about it, she told the news. At the same time, the news has confirmed that the Auditor General's Department yesterday sent back the two reports to George William Gordon House. Last Friday, Auditor General Pamela Monroe Ellis told the news that two reports she sent to Parliament on December 28 and January 29 were returned to her offices by the Speaker. In a letter to the clerk, the Speaker said she had a responsibility to ensure that there is compliance with established laws, protocols, and guidelines, inclusive of rulings in the House of Representatives. It is essential that in your capacity as the Chief Administrator with responsibility for adherence to procedures, you recognize the authority of the presiding officers and respect the decisions made in the House, Holness said. She charged that the rulings of the Speaker are integral to maintaining order and the execution of the administrative procedures in the House. According to Holness, the clerk's failure to comply with the agreed and established procedure has undermined the effectiveness of the institution. The Speaker reminded Curtis that she had the knowledge of the ruling and the actions to be taken in the matter, as the Special Audit Report of the Financial Services Commission was appropriately addressed under cover letter to the Auditor General dated January 8, 2024. The Speaker told Curtis that a copy of the letter will be placed on her personal file. Jeanette Calder, Executive Director of the Jamaica Accountability Meter Portal, commented on the wider implications of the Speaker's action to send back the reports to the Auditor General's department. Responding to questions from the news, Calder said JAMP is concerned that this redirection of the Auditor General's report to the Minister not only falls outside of the provisions in law, but it is very likely to create a negative impact on a critical World Bank governance index. She explained that in 2021, the World Bank developed and launched an index to measure the legal and operational independence of supreme audit institutions or Auditor General's departments, as expressed by the bank's website that houses the index. The JAMP head pointed out that Auditor General's departments play a pivotal stewardship role in the safeguarding, accountability, and efficient use of public resources. She said that countries have been assessed, with Jamaica being rated as having substantial independence and placed in the range of 8.0 to 8.5 out of 10. This represents not only the highest score of all the Caribbean countries, but no other Caribbean state falls in that range. However, she cautioned that the current development of the Speaker returning reports to the Auditor General's department could have a negative impact on the independence of the Auditor General, who is a creature of the Constitution. Calder previously told the news that the Speaker's ruling that reports from the Auditor General should be sent to the Minister with responsibility for the particular public body was in breach of the Financial Administration and Audit Act. She argued that both the previous and the current Speaker of the House have relied on Section 30 of the FAA Act to justify the detention of the Auditor General's reports. According to Calder, the heading of Section 30 clearly states that it is addressing the audit of accounts of public body by the Auditor General. The Auditor General provides the Parliament with other types of reports such as performance reports, compliance reports, IT audit reports, and assurance reports. She argued that the only reports that are relevant to Section 30 are financial reports. In a news interview, St. Andrews South East Member of Parliament Julian Robinson argued that instructions to return two reports to the Auditor General's department was done on the basis of a flawed ruling by the Speaker last November. We said from the very outset that the opinion from the Attorney General's Department should be shared so that we could understand the legal basis on which the Speaker has acted. The Speaker has refused to share that opinion with the Parliament, he said. IC gives Chin 2 weeks to provide financial statements. Member of Parliament for Manchester Southern Robert Chin says that the Integrity Commission has given him 2 weeks to provide financial statements. I visited the office of the Integrity Commission on Monday. Company financials are still outstanding. I was given 2 weeks to provide same, he said in a WhatsApp message on Monday evening. Chin came into the spotlight on Sunday when the Integrity Commission published a notice in the Jamaica Observer and the Gleaner asking him to attend the office of the Integrity Commission by March 27, 2024. The Commission said in the notice that it had made several attempts to contact Chin without success. While the Integrity Commission did not disclose the reason for summoning the MP, Chin stated in a release on Sunday that he has been in contact with the Commission in relation to financial statements it requested. I have been in touch with the Integrity Commission over the last few months in relation to requested financial statements for companies of which I am a director. These have not yet been completed by the company's accountants and as a result are still outstanding, he said. Firebrand MP says he withdrew resignation to prevent PNP from regaining state power. Controversial Member of Parliament Everald Warmington has declared that he withdrew his resignation as a member of the party's leadership to block the People's National Party from regaining state power in the upcoming general election. My position from what I am seeing is that they will stop at nothing to gain power, and my job is to do what I can do to stop them from getting power because they will be very dangerous in so doing, Warmington told the news in an interview yesterday. The veteran politician had resigned as minister without a portfolio in the Ministry of Economic Growth and Job Creation early in March in the wake of his comments that he would withhold public funds from a PNP councillor. He had also resigned as the chairman of the party's Area Council too. Prime Minister Andrew Holness had reported that Warmington tendered his resignation following a meeting between them. I thanked him for his service in that capacity, and the Minister Warmington expressed his gratitude for the opportunity to serve, Holness said then. But Warmington, in a TVJ interview, said that he was fired and vowed that he would no longer be working for the party. After 55 years, I have finished working with the JLP. At this stage, I'll be working for a few selected candidates if they want me to. I've resigned as a chairman of Area Council 2, and my national profile of working with the party is in doubt now. I don't have no regret in working for Andrew Holness because I don't regret nothing I do. I have no regrets having worked for him, help him, you can even say protect him against the vipers, but the question is, will I do it again, he asked. However, in a turnabout, Warmington yesterday informed the party executives via a letter that he was withdrawing his resignation as a chairman and was fully committed to working for the party. As I said in my letter to my colleagues, I believe I need to work, be a part of returning the JLP to government and maintaining Andrew Holness as a Prime Minister. I think I can do a better job leading Area Council 2. This is the reason to strengthen the team. We need a strong team to ensure that the Labour Party returns to power and Andrew Holness as a Prime Minister, he said. Warmington's backpedaling on his resignation, however, did not come as a shock as he was among members of the JLP who were seen vigorously defending the Prime Minister on Thursday against the opposition after Holness led a walkout during opposition leader Mark Golding's budget presentation. The government legislators stormed out of Parliament after Golding raised the concerns about MP for St. Andrew East Rural Juliet Holness presiding as the Speaker while being the spouse of the head of government. Following the walkout, Warmington was seen engaging the members of the opposition in a verbal spat. Julian Robinson, the Shadow Minister of Finance and the Public Service, was however heard telling Warmington repeatedly, "God side, your Prime Minister fired you." But commenting on the issue, Warmington said, "The posturing of the opposition at this stage, based on their attack on the Prime Minister and his wife, tells me where they want to go with this election. and I want to be there in the trenches to prepare for them. Mark Golding going to question the position of the Speaker and the Prime Minister. He was in Parliament and applauded when she was elected, and as I said to him when I came back in the House, you have descended so low because your own party seconded the nomination. Then the other members from his side got up and congratulated her. Peter Phillips said that's why he came to the House that day to witness it. He applauded and now he's going back to attack her, he added. Meanwhile, asked if he has moved past the disappointment he felt when he was asked to step down by the Prime Minister, Warmington said, the Prime Minister had no choice, and I wholeheartedly accept his decision. It gives me more time to do what I have to do, and it gives me more time to be out in the field, not only to work for the people of Southwest St. Catherine, but to work for the party all over. It gives me the freedom, and it gives me the freedom to speak, he added, noting that he is just getting started. Warmington reiterated that he'll be standing firmly for the party and will be working full-time to secure another victory for them in the next general election and to return wholeness as Prime Minister. That's the only thing I have to do after 55 years. I have nothing left to do, he said.